What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Tuesday over here. Bitcoin, as we speak, trying to stay on top of 26K. Had a pretty crazy move yesterday, late last night. Let's see what this could do to the overall crypto markets. A lot of these altcoins here. Could this be the potential rebound for Bitcoin, as well as quite a bit of the altcoins, including Kusama, which would be the main topic of this video. We're going to explore what's been going on in this market, why it has been on a downtrend, does it have any potential to break to the upside, some possible price targets for the upside as well as the downside, and as well as some key price levels to look for in order to go either direction. I'm going to be giving you guys my personal opinion and sentiment on this market, so stick around for that later in this video. Of course, none of what I'm saying here is financial advice. It is purely my personal opinions and speculations only. I am not a financial advisor, nor am I an elite trader of any sort, even though I am a profitable trader who's been able to keep most of my profits during the last bear market. But I'm looking to crush it here for the next bull cycle. So if you guys feel the same way, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into the charts here. So we do have Kusama, KSM, currently pulled up. I should be looking at the weekly time frame here, or even the 3-day time frame where I had it mapped out to a falling wedge pattern. Let's go to the weekly time frame here. It's more clean. Okay. So we do have a falling wedge pattern here on this weekly time frame. We do have we have 3 touches on the top, close to 3 touches on the bottom here, very close on this third candle. I'm going to count that as a valid trend line. Very close, but in my opinion only, I'm going to count that as a valid trend line, and this is a valid falling wedge. Now, what I'm seeing here on this weekly time frame is very similar to what I'm seeing on most of the other altcoins. You guys can actually take a look on quite a bit of the altcoins I've done technical analysis on, especially for the past month. Very similar pattern, a lot of falling wedges, right? Which makes sense because price action for a lot of these altcoins have just been getting hammered. Does it have any chance of getting a rebound here or potential having a pretty good breakout? Well, let's see, okay? Now, a falling wedge pattern usually breaks to the upside, okay? It usually breaks to the upside. And if it does break out of this one, okay, then we have, let's pick a example breakout point, okay? So since this price action is pretty close to the top trend line here, I don't think it'll be too far-fetched to pick a breakout point for next week, for next week's candle. Now, this is just an example breakout point, okay? It has no significance. I'm not saying that it's going to break out by next week. I'm just using it to get a measured target, which would put the measured target at about $39 area, okay? Now, of course, if it does not break out by next week and this pattern stays intact, then you move the measurement along the top trend line here to get an idea of the measured targets. Now, measured targets are estimates only, okay? It's not an automatic move that it would get there. It's not guaranteed that it will get there, right? It is an estimate. Do your Google searches on what measure moves mean. It is public knowledge, as well as some of these trading concepts I'm talking about here. Falling wedges, whatever that sounds like it's a trading concept. Google it. It's public knowledge, okay? So this is what I'm seeing here on this weekly time frame, right? Possible breakout. Usually breaks the upside, but if it doesn't, then we're gonna have to explore the downside scenario, which we will get to in a bit. The weekly time frame here, let's take a look into some key price levels to be paying attention to. Immediately, it'll be the weekly 21 SMA, currently at about $23, $24 area, which is the blue line here. Weekly 50 SMA, which is the gray line here, currently at about $29 area. Okay. Those are going to be some key price levels to pay attention to if the price action was to go upwards, because there are resistances, and I would expect sell pressure to come in at those levels. Now, let's take a look into the 3-day time frame. Since we got quite a bit of moving averages above the price action, we're just going to take a look into the major moving averages as resistance. Okay, we have the 3-day 21, currently the blue line. It's currently at about $21, $22 area. The gray line here is the 3-day 50 SMA, currently at about $24 area. 3-day 200 SMA is pretty far away to even worry about, because that's even beyond the measured targets. It's currently at about $58, okay? The orange line. Now, obviously, these are moving averages, so they move. So at the time of this recording, it could be different at a later date, right? You might want to follow these moving averages on your own. Now, daily moving average, daily 21 at about $19 area. Daily 50 is at about $21 area. Daily 200 at about $27 area. Take a look into the monthly here. Monthly 21, which is the only moving average that is here on this chart, would be about $61 area. Now, of course, you guys can do a more detailed look into what really are more resistances along the way, right? By looking at past trading history, but for time's sake, and since there are plenty of major moving averages above the price action, I'm just going to name the noticeable ones, which are the major moving averages. On the downside, however, if the price action does not break to the upside, okay, that still could happen, then we're going to be looking at some key price levels going downwards, okay? Since we don't have any major moving averages going downwards, we can only explore past trading history, which you should anyways for the upside, but since there are just a lot of major moving averages to point out, we're just going to go about that for time's sake. But on the downside, we don't have any major moving averages, so let's just name the past trading history. Okay, so come to the monthly time frame here, we can get a more consolidated view of past trading history and some pretty good support, because these are monthly candles, right? So if you get a monthly bounce, if you get a bounce on a monthly candle, that's pretty strong resistance or support, right? So first of all, we're currently at one at about the, $18, $17 area coming from this past trading candle right here from October 2020. October 2020, okay? And then the next one down. So $17 to $18 area, that would be the key level right now, right? If that does not hold, we're looking at the next one here on past trading history will be about $11 area, okay? That's pretty far down, right? Let's see if that also makes sense with the bottom of this pattern. So yeah, basically that kind of coincides with the bottom trend line here, right? So if we actually look at past trading history here on this monthly time frame, if you actually go back to about July 2020, that would give you the next, major support on this monthly time frame, which is also pretty in line with this bottom trend line here, right? About $10 to $11 area. So if this does not break out and it continues down this pattern, you could expect, some pretty big downside, okay? At least according to what's happening in this chart here. Of course, technical analysis is not 100%, but it gives you some idea, right? If this doesn't break out, then this probably continues down this pattern, and you're gonna look at prices down along this bottom trend line here. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. Let's go to my opinion and sentiment on this market. But before we do, if you guys have made it this far into this video, thank you very much. If you guys don't already have a Webull account, but want to get some free stocks, check out my referral link down below. They're still giving away free stocks valued up to $3,000 when you guys open an account and deposit $100 into your account. I will also get a referral bonus if you guys sign up using my referral link down below. I did enjoy using Webull as an exchange for trading both cryptos and stocks. But with any exchange, I would not put most or all my money on any one exchange. I personally spread my money around several exchanges just in case one goes down, I don't get wrecked. If that sounds like something that makes sense to you, check out my referral link down below. That directly supports my channel. Let's take a look into Bitcoin here. For Bitcoin here, we had some pretty good movement yesterday, late last night. This is Pacific Standard Time. Of course, in my opinion, it did break that rising channel pattern I've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. I don't think it's too big of a deal that it broke that pattern because, we still have two pretty clear scenarios here. One is this double top pattern, right? Even though we invalidated that rising channel pattern, I hope that's what I said, okay? So, we still have this very clear double top, right? And a possible cup and handle, which is a much bigger pattern here. If this price action breaks 24.7K, that confirms this breakdown of this double top. Something that's making it more interesting, however, is this weekly 50 SMA is coming up to the price action. Currently at about 24.3-ish K, right? It is coming up to the price action and that possible neckline of that double top pattern. So what kind of bounce would it actually get from the weekly 50 SMA? That should be kind of interesting. Gonna be keeping an eye out on that. Of course, you guys know how I go about it. If I want to get an idea of what's going on the weekly time frame, I will probably look down starting from the daily time frame or the lower time frames, the 3-day, daily, maybe even the hourly, but I usually focus on the daily if I want to get a better idea on what's happening on the weekly, okay? I'm going to be following it. I'm going to be providing updates, so make sure you guys are subscribed, like this video. That's what I'm seeing here. If this confirms a breakdown, we do have a measured target of about the 17K area. Okay, that is just what technical analysis says, right? I didn't pull this out of thin air. Something more interesting on the daily time frame here is that we do have a falling wedge here. Okay, from this past daily candle. Right, we did come up to about 26.5K-ish. However, we do have a falling wedge here. Okay, well, let's see here. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, we have a falling wedge here, even though we don't have three candles here on the bottom. But, if the price action was to come down here, that would basically finish this falling wedge. So developing falling wedge, not a complete falling wedge, but it's a developing falling wedge. Very likely. Okay. That's what I'm seeing. Of course, my opinion on this market is going to depend a lot on Bitcoin. I had quite a few short positions opened with leverage last night, and when I saw this move coming, I basically exited my short positions, right, and re-entered today after seeing what's happening here. That is just what I'm doing. It is not financial advice, right? I could very well be wrong and lose money on my short positions. When Bitcoin is actually going the other direction of your positions, that could be something to be looking out for. And in my case, I did close all my scalp positions with leverage, right? So that's basically what I'm seeing. My sentiment on this market is still overall bullish until we get a breakdown, confirmed breakdown of that double top pattern. Gonna see what kind of bounce that weekly 50 SMA is going to give the price action. I might stay around and not close my longs until it breaks the weekly 50 SMA, given how close that is to my neckline now. To that double top neckline now. Okay, so I'm both long and short on this market depending on the setup. But overall sentiment is still bullish until we get that break. Right. So this is what I'm saying. I don't have Kusama at this time, but if you guys do want to continue seeing more of this coin, drop a like, comment, or subscribe. I will bring you guys more of a follow-up if enough of you guys want to see it. Thank you very much, and have a great day. See you guys later.